On the agenda today, a proposed bailout of the social networking industry. Before us, we have the founders of sneakerdogs.biz. Gentlemen, welcome. Now, you are asking the U.S. government for $5 million, which will be used to grow your user community. Now, can you just tell me in absolute terms how much money Sneaker Dogs will need to survive?
Well, that's going to depend on a lot of factors. Click-through rate, CPM, CPC.
So, worst case scenario, what's it going to take?
Well, we're planning on doing a big advertising blitz after this round, so our burn rate will be about $2 million per month.
Well, then $5 million would just get you to mid-February. You'd be profitable by mid-February?
Not exactly. We'll probably do another round of fundraising at that point.
Congressman Arrington?
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to ask you to raise your hand if you plan on selling your $5,000 recumbent bicycle and start taking the bus to work, which of course would be faster and not require you to shower while at work. Let the record show that neither man raised his hand. And how many of you would be willing to accept annual salaries of $1?
Actually, we don't make much more than that as it is. We're mainly compensated in stock options.
Some of which, if this bailout goes through, I was planning on cashing out.
Yeah, me too.
Look, I want to stress that we are not asking for a gift here. The government will receive a 12% stake in Sneaker Dogs for its investment. That's assuming a modest $40 million evaluation. You're getting in on the ground floor here.
Yes, about that valuation. One of your largest assets listed on your balance sheet is eyeballs. Could you explain that?
Sure, eyeballs, users, hits, unique views. Our data shows that Sneaker Dogs users tend to fall in the sweet spot of 18 to 35-year-olds.
So since your service is entirely free, how do you plan to make money off your users?
Probably ads.
We're in stealth.
Yeah,
Actually,
we're in stealth.
Congressman Draper?
Look, I like the team. I like the technology. It's intuitive. But at the end of the day, I'm hearing you guys talking. I'm thinking, what is this? Maybe a double? If you hedge out all that risk, a triple maybe? I mean, I'm not seeing a 10-bagger out of this, right? And sure, I'm tempted to kick the tires on you guys and kind of see a little bit more of what you're talking about. But, I mean, and obviously we've got a ton of capital to deploy. Like, what's our budget next year? $3.1 trillion? Yeah, so, like, we've got the dry powder. Look, I'm going to pass, but let me give you some free advice. Ultimately, shit. That's my 11:15 with the PayPal, guys. We're done here, right?
Thank you, Congressman. Gentlemen, do you have any tangible plans about how Sneaker Dogs will make money?
Actually, we've been in acquisition talks with goodsites.tv, so we're hoping to be able to cash out before the bubble bursts.
Goodsites.tv. Now, that's actually a company you founded, Mr. Landing.
yes, that's right. But I was under the impression that Sneaker Dogs was going to buy Good Sites.
No, I thought... Well, that's unimportant. The point here is that we could get bought by anyone. MySpace, Facebook, anyone. There are tons of companies out there getting bought.
Chairman, if I may. Look, if I may speak candidly, I think each of you is affable as human beings, but I just don't see how you can justify the U.S. government pumping millions of dollars into another half-baked startup company.
With all due respect, Congressman, I don't see how the U.S. government can afford not to pump taxpayer money into Sneaker Dogs. Our figures show that lots of jobs are dependent on the social networking industry. And since we buy and sell ads to one another, our fates are super intertwined. Fuster and Mog are both literally upstream and downstream from us. So if one of us fails, this whole house of cards could collapse.
Well, in that case, perhaps a restructuring of the industry would be a good thing.
Well, at some point it becomes a national security issue. If we fail, there's going to be a fire sale of all this accumulated social data. Real valuable stuff. And who knows what hands it could end up in. Could you sleep at night knowing that some teenagers tagged photos of themselves wearing aviators and drinking bourbon straight from the bottle now belong to the Chinese? Could you sleep at night knowing that your own super zombie pokes now belong to the Russians?
No, sir, I could not.
All in favor of the Series G bailout of Sneaker Dogs?